Hello, welcome to Verbling. I am teacher Oakley, and once again it is time for the never-ending story. Okay, the object of this class is for students to practice sentence formation in a creative writing format. All right. Our story to date, which we will review to just give you an idea of characters and such, is absolutely nuts. It's a crazy story, and sometimes it doesn't logically follow. But I don't really care about how creative and weird you people are. I could care less, honestly. What I'm more concerned with is your actual sentence structure and talking about that. Of course, basically following the story would be a great idea. But again, our focus is on practicing writing English sentences. Okay, so hello, Heidi. How are you today?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Great. Glad to hear it. Okie doke. Okay, well, here we are again, Heidi. Time for the crazy, never-ending story.
Okay.
Which has taken a turn for the weird last class, which is, of course, nothing unusual whatsoever. We were left with a cliffhanger at the end of the last week's class. Do you know what a cliffhanger is? Do you know what that means, a cliffhanger?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. In writing, or actually sometimes in series like television series, something dramatic will happen at the very end, like in a book at the very end of the chapter, or in a television series in the last 2 minutes of the show, and you'll have to wait till next week to see what happens. That's a cliffhanger. And okay, last week's class left us with a cliffhanger. Hello, Alabek.
Yes, good morning, Oakley. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Nice
Glad
to
to
see
hear.
you.
Likewise. Glad to have you here. Okay. We're going to start out doing a little bit of reading to try to get at least at least an idea of the main characters we're dealing with. We've been doing this story for a while, and the first chapter, which may be considered as possibly a completely different story, there were 3 characters who all ended up in a murder-suicide, and they're all dead. So you may or may not want to bring them back to life or whatever, but that was Mario, Fabio, and I don't even remember what the girl's name was now. Anyway, Edelweiss. They're all quite dead. So then we started a next chapter. We're gonna read this together just to get some kind of idea. Again, I know there's going to be some things that aren't very logical here, but let's just go with it. All right. Let's get ourselves up to speed. Heidi, can you read the first paragraph?
Okay.
From
The
chapter
day
2.
was summer, and the sun was sinking low, when from the border of the woods came Samantha, who had been living there since her childhood. Samantha met a handsome and strange man called Charles, and they fell in love. Charles was around 20 years old. However, Samantha was around 40 years old. So Samantha was ashamed of her love.
Okay. Well, that's a nice tight paragraph there. Okay. Alabek, can you take over?
Okay, Charles didn't know she was a mythological being, the sun's daughter with the mission of bringing light to the places where she walked. Charles got married to her, so they were happy until he met another woman.
Okay.
Once,
Yeah, go ahead. You're on a
okay,
roll.
uh, once he went to the depths of the forests for his job, and he met a beautiful girl, Eolia, who was a wind spirit. He fell in love at first sight and didn't know how to tell her about it. As Eolia was a close friend of Samantha, she fled from the interior of the forest to the border and told her that Charles had fallen in love with Gaia. So Gaia had hidden the corpses and souls of Fabio, Mario, and Edelweiss.
Yeah, underground. Okay, just so everyone knows, Fabio, Mario, and Edelweiss were the love triangle who murder-suicided themselves. So they're somewhere in the underworld. Okay, so we could resurrect them if we saw fit. Okay. Heidi, from here.
Samantha was very surprised to hear that, so she asked Charles if the story was true or not. Charles didn't answer her. However, this was a very big problem for Samantha, so she visited Eolia to ask her for more details. Eolia had disappeared, and it was impossible to find her. The main reason why she did so was a great fear that she had brought a lot of trouble to Samantha and Charles. Finally, Samantha realized that she loved Charles so much that she decided to live with him.
Which is a little strange because they're already married. Okay. Okay, seems like that decision was already made. Now, our cliffhanger. Alabek, this is it. This is where we're left after this sentence. Alabek, can you read the last sentence before we begin?
Okay. Meanwhile, they couldn't imagine that on the other side of the forest, a big light had exploded, and a figure walked out of the void.
Now, I have to tell you, this is a cliffhanger. Suddenly, there's some other event that they couldn't imagine that somehow is going to affect them. All right? So, as your editor, I would say that this would be the perfect, absolutely perfect place for chapter 3. I say that because it's always good when in creative writing to end one section with a cliffhanger. Okay, what is this all about? This big light exploded and a figure who we do not know walked out of the void. Who is that mysterious figure? Is it Gaia? Is it the devil? Is it the immortal soul of Ronald Reagan? I do not know. I couldn't tell you. Maybe Heidi can. Heidi, you were first in the class. How on earth are you going to start us out here in chapter 3?
Okay. The figure is Gaia. She can manipulate all disaster which happened on the earth.
Well, so, okay.
What happened? The figure was Gaia. She could manipulate all disaster.
Yes, very good. Nice catch. Yes, we're telling a story, so it has to be past tense. So is becomes was, can becomes could. Okay, thank you. Good catch. The figure was Gaia. She could manipulate all disasters. Right, which happen on the earth. Okay. Now we have a couple choices here in reality. We have independent clause and then a new subject, noun, verb, another independent clause. We have a choice here. We can use a semicolon to connect these two independent clauses. Or another option is we could use a relative clause, and instead of she, we could use relative pronoun who.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Which do you prefer, this one?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. We're off to a good start. All right. We've okay. All right. Great. We've reintroduced a character, and all right. Super. I like it. Alabek, what's going to happen next?
Okay, I think that's so weird.
Yeah, it's all so weird. Yeah.
Yes, all disaster which have on the earth. What we have here, but Gaia was not only one.
How do you want me to write that?
Was
Do you
not.
mean was not the only one, like that?
Yes, was not the only one who
Okay.
who could do this kind of magic.
This or these?
This kind, yes, this kind of magic.
Very good. Okay. Okay. This is interesting, Alabek. Okay. Normally, I tell students, I warn students, I try to guide students, try not to use the compound sentence connectives for, and, but, yet, nor, so to start a sentence. But, however, oh, look, I just did it. But, however, sometimes there are cases where it actually is necessary, and I think Alabek has constructed a sentence. If we get rid of but, Gaia was not the only one who could do this kind of magic. It doesn't really connect. I think we can actually use this as a subordinate connector to start the sentence. I think in this case it is actually okay. The not really rule, but the general, if you are the one writing in English, pause and try to say the sentence without this connective. And does it make sense? Does it make sense not only in the sentence itself, if it makes sense, but also in context with the previous sentence. If it makes sense without it, then get rid of it. By all means, absolutely every time. If it really doesn't make sense without it, that's when you keep it. And I think this doesn't really make sense without it. Because you have suddenly, you jump to another idea. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to say that's okay in this case.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now thank you for allowing me to make that crucial writing point. Okay, Heidi, back to you.
She came here to look for Charles.
She came, okay. Charles, Prince of Wales.
walking into the forest.
What? Walking?
Walking into the forest and burning burning the trees.
My goodness. Okay. Period. All right. She came here. Now, okay. I think here has to be there.
There.
She came from somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
to where they were. So I think this would need to be she came there. Came past tense, yes. All right, infinitive to look for Charles. Okay. Now us suddenly walking. Okay. Well, suddenly we have a different verb. No. Okay. She came there walking. She came there to look. Is this a new verb or is this a gerund? And then we have to consider if this is a gerund, which it appears to be to me. Does it fit the main verb, which is it still has to fit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She looked for Charles. Looked for walking into the forest and burning the tree.
She came there walking into the forest, but can we say it without? Does it actually still make sense with the main verb? She came there walking.
To look for Charles and walked into the forest.
Okay, all right, yes. There. Now, yes.
Forest.
I think so.
Burning the, and no need and then burning the trees.
There we go. Okay. Yes, I like this much better. Okay, so we have a subject noun. She came there and walked. Now that makes, get rid of the extra information, all right? We've got to make sure that it makes sense with, now, most importantly when you're writing or speaking, is that it makes sense, subject, noun, verb, and object. There's no object. It's actually the object is burning. Gerund, walked, burning. Okay, that's fine. You can have a gerund after walk. Okay, yes, I'm good with that. Most importantly is to understand really the most crucial part of writing or any sentence is the main verb of the sentence. Does the subject work with it, and does the other end, does the back end work with it? So, yeah. Okay. We're good. Alabek. The trees are burning. They are burning. Burning, burning. Alabek?
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Well, yes, it seems to me like some crazy person wrote this. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And you can blame no one but yourselves. You, the Verblink students, are the crazy people. See, Alabek, this is what I have to deal with.
Okay, she
funny.
came there to look for Charles and walk into the forest, burning the trees.
She seems to be angry, which she rightly could be, because she was accused of having an affair with Charles. So actually, it really does make sense that she's a little, frankly.
Yes, but I'm trying to think about the second sentence because we mentioned that Gay was not the only one.
Oh yeah, good point.
I think we should mention somebody else who did the same things. Mm-hmm. So okay, while Gay while Gay was walking through the forest,
mm-hmm.
was walking through the forest. Yes, through the forest. On opposite side of the forest, or opposite side.
Yeah, opposite is right.
Yes, on the opposite side of the forest, or maybe we can say of the wood.
Sure. You wanna?
Because we, yes, mentioned for opposite side of the wood, where 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 sun was, or maybe where moon was uprised.
Where or where?
Where with H. Where,
Yeah.
yes, was where moon was uprised.
Okay.
Somebody.
Somebody. Who?
Somebody. Somebody start. Somebody started the somebody started its dark deeds. I don't know.
What? Eat?
It's deeds, dark deeds. I mean deeds, the double E. Started dark deeds. Dark.
What?
Dark, D-A-R-K.
Started dark
Deeds.
deeds. Go with it.
Yes.
Deeds.
Yes.
Be careful not to. I was confused because your D sounded like a T because you were aspirating. You were saying deets, deets. I was hearing that.
Deeds.
I should not hear that with a D. Deeds.
Okay. Deeds.
All right.
Deeds.
Okay. Started dark deeds. Okay. Here's an interest. Okay. We wouldn't say the moon was upraised. Let me first start off giving you, if you want to, you're kind of using this passive form. We wouldn't say that, but we would say this. Here's an interesting word for you. The moon was arisen.
Arisen. Okay.
Arise, arose, arisen. That's another verb, which we sometimes use to talk about the moon, actually. So it's a good collocation. All right, hang on a second. Was walking through the forest. It's very good. Thank you for using past continuous with the subordinator while. Good job. Need the comma here because this is a subordinate structure. Great. On the opposite side of the forest where the moon was arisen, there's no subject noun, so this is clearly just a series of, prepositional phrase, a couple prepositional phrases, and then a subordinate clause. Interesting sentence. Finally, we have our independent clause here, subject, noun, object. Okay. Somebody started dark deeds. That's good. Very complex sentence there you have going on there. Subordinate clause, preposition, relative clause, finally independent clause last. Very interesting sentence structure. Thanks. And also you're thinking like, I don't know, IELTS or TOEFL exam. He's concerned about repeating his some of his keywords, so he chooses to use different ones. Very good. That's good English. Nice job. Good job, Albeck, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Now, I don't know what we're going to do with the concept, but excellent job in sentence construction. Heidi, what are we going to do with the concept? Who is this somebody doing dark deeds?
Finally,
Okay.
Gaia found Charles' house. And she stood in front of the door. Stood at the door. Is it better?
Either way,
Mhm.
in front of the door or at the door. Which do you prefer? Either are.
In front of the door.
Either is perfectly acceptable. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Finally, Gaia. Oh, what did I miss here? Gaia
Found.
found. Okay, I just forgot to type it. Okay. I think you guys are telling two different stories. Okay. Okay. Well, maybe they'll come together. Oh, okay. All right. Alabek.
Yes, it is a bit without any logical.
Disjointed. Here's an
Yes,
English word for you.
finally, Gaia found Charles' house, and she's okay.
Yes. Contextually disjointed. You could say writing is disjointed. That kind of doesn't have a smooth
Okay.
transition of ideas. But anyway, there's a little vocabulary. But okay.
Okay.
It's a first draft. It's okay.
Okay. Gaia.
All right.
Gaia put her finger onto the door.
Hooded? Okay, wait a minute.
Put her finger onto the door, and with awful sound, scratched.
Scratched? That's it? Scratched? Wait. Are you done? Is that
With
it?
awful sounds. Yes, scratched the wood. I don't know how to say.
Okay.
Maybe the deck of the door, or the scratch the, or maybe scratch the wooden made
Right.
the
It's okay.
wooden made the door.
It's okay. I
Okay.
suppose, she's basically a goddess. I suppose that would make an awful sound. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, your first main verb here. Putted. There's no such word as putted. Put is an irregular verb. Present tense put, past tense put, past participle put.
Oh yes.
One of those
Okay.
crazy irregular verbs where it's the same in every form. So, okay. All right, so there we go. Gaia put her finger onto the door. Okay.
Maybe fingers we should add s, because
Yeah.
yes, because it's so difficult with only one finger.
She's a goddess. She can do what she wants, but okay, that's fine. Point taken. Onto the wood and with, okay, now, sound are countable. I hear 3 sounds. When we have a countable noun, and we're introducing it for the first time, we need an article. So, N. Here, N, because obviously our adjective starts with a vowel sound, so A-N instead of A, all right? And with an awful sound, scratch the door.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Do I need a... I think it's optional. And with an awful sound, scratch the door. But yes, I think that's better. I think I need the commas. This is a prepositional phrase, basically interrupting the connected verb. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Heidi? There's the awful sound. Sound effects.
Gaia cried out.
Okay.
Open the door. Open the door.
Okay.
Or else I'll block it. I'll break it.
Scary.
Or fire your house.
Or, okay. Thanks. May I take the liberty of adding an exclamation point? If you don't mind. Seems like that needs an exclamation point. Okay. Now, okay, one point here. Okay, I like it. All right, we get a little dialogue. This is a very common mistake for burn. Yes, burn. Fire can be a verb, but it does not have anything to do with actual fire. Fire, you're fired from your job. So fire is only a noun. So yeah, burn your house. There you go. That's it. Okay. And what did I do here? Oh, space. Yeah. Okay. That's good. We're good. Let me quickly welcome Keiko to the show. Hello, Keiko. Welcome to the class.
Hey, teacher.
Hey. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing okay. All right. I'm going to give you a second to wrap your head around what's going on here. Keiko, Alabek, can you continue? We've got, I think you introduced Gaia to this story, as a matter of fact. We started another chapter. All right. So Gaia's here. She's angry. She was accused of having an affair with Charles, which she never did. And she's come through the forest. And she's there, confronting Gaia, I guess, is confronting Charles, and I guess, what's her name? Samantha. I don't know if Samantha's there or not. Meanwhile, by the way, there's somebody else doing dark deeds somewhere in the forest. Someone else who could do the kind of magic Gaia could do. We don't know about her. Okay. All right, Alabek, go ahead.
Okay. She shouted her threats. She shouted her threatments.
No, just threats.
Okay, just threats. She shouted her threats so loud that
Okay, it would have to be so loudly.
so loudly,
Yes.
but nobody answered her.
Oh dear.
Nobody answered her besides beside the disturbing beside the disturbed neighbors who
What?
the disturbed neighbors who promised that they call the police right now.
Okay. The police in the enchanted forest. The enchanted police.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Now, let's take a look at this. She shouted her threats so loudly, and how did she shout? Loudly. Okay. Now, I have to say, okay, before we get to our connective but, looking at our first clause, she shouted her threats so loudly. You really wouldn't use so with an adverb unless we're going to have some kind of connecting phrase. She shouted her threats so loudly that it woke the neighbors. We need some. We really wouldn't do this. So it wouldn't make sense. It's okay to use a different, very loudly or. Okay. Okay, so I see what you're trying to do. She shouted so loudly that the disturbed neighbors promised they'd call the police. Okay, this doesn't quite fit here. All right. So either you can't really use so here. It's just not going to work because we would only use so with an adverb. We're doing some kind of comparison or something. Oopsie, what's going on here? Okay. So I don't know. Very loudly, whatever. Nobody answered her. Besides the disturbed neighbors. Well, okay. Okay, I personally I would choose maybe except the disturbed neighbors. But, okay, yeah, I guess it's okay. A little unusual collocation, but grammatically I guess it's okay. Who promised they call the police right now? They promised they would.
They would, yes.
Yeah, you need a little future in the past construction here. They promised they would call the police. Right now. Okay. Instead of right now, because this is all a past tense story, they promised, nobody answered, shouted. Maybe instead of right now, how about immediately?
Okay.
Okay, that acts on the verb call when. How would they call immediately? Which I think I misspelled. Yes, I did. Okay. All right. There we go. Keiko? There you go. All right. There's a confrontation going on. Yeah, at the house of Charles and Samantha, no one's answering the door. Keiko, what are we going to do here?
Quotation mark.
Uh-huh.
If you don't open the door, comma, I'll use the blade. The blade. Fabio's used.
Oh my God.
Fabio used to kill the wolf. To open my belly.
What? Crazy. To open my belly.
And put inside out
on Earth.
All my energy and elements
What on Earth?
to provoke an enormous earthquake.
Oh, okay. My gosh.
Close quotation, please. Please. Said Gaia.
Oh, wait.
Said Gaia angrily. Or angrily said Gaia.
Yeah, either way. Okay, now wait a minute here. Let's check this. You don't open the door. Okay, good so far. I'll use the blade Fabio used to kill the wolf.
Fabio killed. Fabio,
Yeah.
the blade
Right.
with which Fabio killed.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hang on.
Killed the wolf.
Okay.
Comma after blade and
Oh yeah, right.
after wolf.
All right, because it's extra information. That's right. To open my belly and put inside out all my energy and elements to provoke an enormous earthquake. All right. Okay, open the door. I'll start an earthquake. In other words. Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. Fine. Ken, welcome to the class. Hi, Ken. How are you?
Yes, hello. Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you. All right, we're practicing writing sentences by telling this insane story. Basically, what you need to know is Gia is outside Charles and Samantha's house. No one's answering the door. She's freaking out. All right. Now, funny that she's freaking out on Charles and Samantha because somebody else started a rumor she was having an affair with Charles. Basically. All right, so there we are. She's about to start an earthquake. Of course, Gaia is Mother Earth or Mother Nature, whatever. So she's got power to do these things. Okay, Ken.
Next,
What happens next?
get angry. And after that, Gear became calm.
Really? Okay. All right.
And she was busy for keeping us
What?
Earth, sorry, Earth. Keeping the Earth.
Keeping
the Earth.
What?
Or Earth.
The Earth.
The Earth. Calamity.
What? Calamity?
Keeping us calm. Calm.
Okay. Okay. What on earth? Okay, we have this big long sentence about how she's freaking out. She burst of light. She comes all the way across the forest. She makes a couple of screaming accusations, or not accusations, but threats. And then suddenly she's calm, right after she's angry.
She changed her mind.
Okay. All right. Again, a little disjointed. People don't generally become angry enough to kill people, and then the very next second they're calm. But okay. All right. After that became calm, and she was busy. You can't say she was busy for keeping.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
You don't, and you furthermore, you don't need to. You can just say she was busy keeping the earth calm. All right. Hmm. Okay, Heidi. What now?
Mm,
Yeah. Hmm.
very difficult.
Yeah. Very difficult. What are we gonna do now?
Just
We
that time,
okay.
I guess.
Do we need a new paragraph?
Oh,
Got a long paragraph here. No,
just
not yet. Okay.
Samantha came back from shopping.
Okay, great. Perfect. At that time, Samantha came back from shopping. Oh, terrific. Great. Nice. Okay. Alabek.
Okay, Samantha came back for shopping.
Okay. Samantha lives in the house with her husband, Charles. So
Okay.
she was gone.
Okay, for Samantha, that situation was very common because
Really?
was very common because this woman usually used to came uh, to 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 their to their uh, to their house. I mean, the Samantha and the Charles to their house uh, to shouted loudly. Uh,
What? I've lost how you connected that idea.
I mean, yes, I'm trying to say that that woman, the Gaia, was usually
Yeah.
used to came to their house, shouted loudly, uh, uh,
Oh, okay.
yes, told tells threats. Uh, I mean, by the comma we should do, I think, to their house. Uh,
Okay, I got your concept, but I don't got your sentence structure here. The situation was very common because this woman commonly, instead of maybe commonly came to the house and started screaming. I don't know.
yes, to their house and started screaming,
Okay.
shouted at threats.
Okay. Commonly came to their house. There.
Yes,
Okay.
come to their house, started shouted threats.
Shout,
Shouted threats. Shouting,
shouting, threat,
shouting
threat.
threats,
Okay.
and all people. Oh,
Okay.
can
What?
I go ahead?
Yeah.
Threats and all surrounded people.
Surrounding, not sour rounding, but surrounding. Okay.
Surrounded people. uh, surrounding people knew that it was only a bluff. Only a bluff, including
Oh my goodness.
a bluff, including a nurse attendant from the mental hospital. I think it's
Okay. My goodness. What the heck? All right. That's enough. Be careful of these run-on sentences. All right. For Samantha, okay, here it's okay to start with for because this is basically a subordinating clause. For someone, blah, blah, blah. This is actually a very common way to start a subordinating clause, used as a subordinator. For Samantha, that situation was very common because, okay, connective. This woman commonly came to their house and started shouting threats, comma. All right, because we have another subject noun, and all people knew that it was only a bluff, comma, including a nurse attendant from the mental hospital. Okay, definitely need to break that one up with a bunch of commas. Okay, as we have different clauses with different ideas. Related, but okay. Wow, super. Keiko, what now?
This moment,
This moment?
this moment, Samantha thought she was Samantha thought Gaia was a night owl.
A what?
A night owl.
Night owl?
Yeah. Trying to date a lark
What?
who was her husband Charles.
Sorry.
Her husband Charles.
Who was her? Okay, now wait a minute. Let's see if we got this straight. Wait a minute.
Samantha.
Okay.
Oh.
Hang on. Wait a second. This moment. Okay, we can't start a sentence with this moment. Well, we can. This moment in time was at this moment. There you go. Okay, if we want to make a time clause, you can't say this moment. At this moment. All right. At this moment, all right, Samantha thought Gia was a night owl trying to date a lark who was her husband Charles. Okay, so this is a little bit of a sort of a metaphorical thing here, okay, right?
Yes, teacher.
All right. Trying to date a lark. A lark. Okay. Do I need a comma here?
Yeah.
Who was her husband Charles? I think so. Yeah, because this is a defining clause. Definitely, it's defining the lark. Okay, that's it. Yes, I need a comma. All right. All right. When if our relative clause, these are clauses that start with who, which, that, sometimes where and when, or whose sometimes. If it actually defines a noun somewhere in the sentence, you absolutely need to have a comma. Okay, so yes, we do. Okay, Ken. Handing this mess off to you.
Yes,
What
and
will happen next?
Charles is an early bird.
What?
So Charlie is an early bird.
What?
An
Charles
early,
is an olive oil. What?
early bird. Early bird.
Angry bird?
Early. Early.
Ori.
Yeah. Early
Wait,
bird.
Early. Early.
Early bird.
Early bird. Yeah.
Early bird.
Yeah.
Got it. N.
An
Okay.
early bird.
Hmm?
So they are meeting.
Eating?
They are meeting.
Eating or meeting?
Maybe my mic is. They are meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They are meeting at dawn. When before Samantha go to bed.
I'm completely confused.
And right after Charlie wakes up. Charles wake up. That's the perfect timing to meet them.
What? What? The
So,
perfect.
wake up. That was the perfect meeting. Perfect timing to meet them, each other.
Yeah. Perfectly honest. First of all, okay, Charles was, we're telling a story.
Hours.
Okay. So it would have to be past tense. Was an early bird. Okay, comma. We have a connective with a new subject noun. So they were meeting at dawn. But of course, what doesn't make sense is Gaia came to basically kill or fight with Charles and Samantha earlier in the story. So this is very strange. The whole problem is there's a rumor Gaia was having an affair with Charles, but the fact is they were not. So this is all very, very odd. They were meeting about dawn before Samantha went to bed. And they were meeting right after Charles woke up. Okay, again, everything has to be past tense because we're telling a story. The perfect timing to meet each other. Okay. Okay. All right, well, that is super confusing, and good luck, everyone, next week because we will continue. I think the first thing we're going to do next week is edit this whole thing together. I think that's going to be the first project because it absolutely doesn't make any sense at all. And it is an enormous paragraph. Next week, let's start off with a little group editing. But for today, thank you very much.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. My time is up, so I'll see you guys later. In fact, maybe soon. I have a class coming up. Bye for now.